Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope that you guys have had a good start to your weekend and that the weather is okay where you are, because here in the UK it is -4. Yesterday it was -1, the day before that was -4, and we're having weather warnings for ice and all that kind of stuff. So it's getting really cold, but then again, I guess it is kind of getting closer to Christmas, so we could have snow, we might not have snow, who knows? But anyway, thankfully it's warm in this room. But hello everybody in that live chat room. Let's see who we've got in the house tonight. We've got Howard, Suzanne, Bella, Janice, Dwayne, Julesy, 123 Rockchild, Elaine, Bernadine, Ro, Deborah, Linda, Billy as well, Julesy, Terry, Tammy, Dawn, Mimi, 321, Debbie, PN112, Josie, Allison, Ro, Bella, Kathy, Billy again, Ginny, Tally, and Bob's in there as well. Hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. And I mean, I can see that there have already been donations in the Super Chat window, so thank you guys for those. But what I was going to say is that tonight I'm going to get the lights goal up on screen early, because maybe in the previous two live streams, even though we have hit the lights goal, it has been, I mean, touch and go, and 375 is what we're going to be aiming for tonight. So let's get it on the screen early to see. If you guys can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated. And I do think that I changed the likes goal has actually stayed the same, 375. But it is a big target, and I've just inhaled a hair, but I caught it before it went in my mouth. Yes! Anyway, we are aiming for 375 likes tonight, and we're going to be having Fill Jam number 62. I think I changed the Fill Jam to 62 because it was 61, but I mean, that target is high enough as it is, so hopefully we can hit that target. Every thumbs up is required as you guys come through the door. That would be fantastic. And as people with long hair will know, if you inhale a hair, that's the end of the live stream right there. So lucky that I caught that one on its way in. That's like Karate Kid reactions. Anyway, I'm talking about the old Karate Kid movie. That's one of those that I watched, I say relatively recently. It wasn't really recently, but when I'm in a bit of an 80s mood, yeah, Karate Kid, The Goonies, Top Gun, all the 80s movies come out. But let's get back on track with tonight's live stream, because we need to get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. So a huge shout out and a huge thank you to these lovely people at the bottom of the screen, and their names go across the live streams, all of the live streams, and during the whole live stream. So yes, they make it all possible. And all of you guys that donate as well, thank you so much for doing that, even though you don't have to. And I do say on all of the live streams that just watching is fantastic. Maybe leaving a thumbs up, and yeah, just introducing yourself in that live chat room on the live streams. It's great to get to know each other and each other's usernames. So yes, you can keep on doing that. You don't have to donate, as I always say, but there are some people who do donate and can't resist donating, so thank you guys for that. But I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. So yes, thank you guys. There have been donations over on PayPal, and I will address the ones that have come through in the Super Chat window now. And it was Orlando who donated $2 saying, "Spike the likes, everyone," with lots of thumbs up. Thank you for that, Orlando. Great idea. We really have to, especially with the target being so high, we really have to try and squeeze out every thumbs up possible from that live chat room. Stardust Unicorn has donated $2.99. Thank you for that. And as I always say, the support band to Wings of Pegasus, Stardust Unicorn says vibes. And I think it does say vibes, even though it's really small on my screen. I think once I did read it as vibes. So that's what I'm going to say. It says, thank you, Paul, as well, who has donated $2 and says, catch up crew for me. Spike those likes all y'all. Another great idea. And let's have a plug of the mug early on as well. If you want to get your hands on any Wings of Pegasus merchandise, t-shirt, hoodie, bucket hat, tumblers for the cold weather, but the hot weather as well, but keeping your drinks hot or cold for a long time, then click on either the link in the description below to get taken through to the spring.com store, or you can click on the tray underneath this video. If you can see merchandise there, you can click on anything you like and it will take you through to the store. So that's the way of doing that. Right, we've also had a donation from Val for £15, so thank you for that, Val. And the message is, donation made up of £5 each from Barbara M, Pete, Marla and David Pellerin, Facebook Wings of Pegasus supporters, who correctly guessed my air guitar riff was Smoke on the Water. So thank you for that, Val. For Val, donation made up of £5 each. So this is Val on behalf of Barbara, Pete and David. So thank you for that, Val, but then Barbara, Pete and David. I hope that I've got that right, but thank you as well, Orlando, who donated underneath that for $2 and says, Rest in peace, Shane McGowan of the Pogues. So thank you for that, Orlando, as well. Right, we will jump over onto PayPal because there was a donation over there. And by the way, when I started tonight's live stream, I was actually ready to go. I mean, pretty much on the dot. And I always have to wait for things to kind of sort themselves out and all that kind of stuff. And it did take ages to connect to YouTube. So I was just waiting there until it did connect and then we could go live. So yeah, it wasn't much of a delay tonight, even though there might have been a delay because of YouTube taking ages to allow me to connect to it. But anyway, back into the PayPal window. Terry donated £13.84. Thank you for that, Terry. And that was at 9 minutes past 1 in the morning on Thursday. And that is a straight up donation. And then we had another one that has come through. Oh, let me make sure I didn't just accidentally skip over one there. Okay, we had a donation from Chuck. And this was this morning at 9 minutes past 10. So thank you for that, Chuck. And that was a donation of £2. And it is a straight up donation. And next we have Tammy, who has donated £10 as well, a little bit earlier on this evening. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, what advice would you give to aspiring songwriters looking to find their voice and style? So thank you for that. And I think pretty much with songwriting and with anything, and finding your voice and your style, it's just practice, really. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Just keep on writing lots of songs, and then gradually you'll become better at writing them. But I think that songs are an individual thing anyway. You know, you can have some bands and artists who write really simplistic songs, but, you know, they're full of melody and hooks and, you know, memorable lines in there, and they're just a great songs, even though they're simple. And then you get more progressive bands and artists who, you know, mess around with time signatures and just give you loads of different things to see on a journey that sometimes can last a very long time if it's a very progressive composition that goes to lots and lots of different places. So yeah, it's just finding whatever you like to write about and finding the sound that you like. And I've mentioned before about people saying to me about, you know, oh, having long hair and, you know, oh, that's been done, and, you know, the rock sound has all been done before. What you need to do is come up with something that is new and different. And, you know, people say that, and generally people who do say that, they don't know how music works, because as an artist, you can't help what you like. You can't help how you write and what you sound like. When you start trying to write in a different way to sound like something else, that's where the wheels come off, because you're then not, you're aiming for something that you don't, the target's moving. You don't know what you're trying to hit, because trying to predict what people will like is impossible. So you just do your own thing and then hope that people like it. That's the only way, or at least the only genuine way of trying to be successful, especially in music, is just to, you know, be true to what you like, be authentic, and just make that music. And then, if anything, people will get attracted to the authenticity, because they'll know that, you know, you're not, you know, with my particular look, for example, it's very much a lifestyle choice. Like, this isn't a wig. I look like this all the time. So if I weren't into what I'm into and the kind of music that I'm into, then it would be one hell of a sacrifice to think, right, what do I think people might like? I know, I think they might like if I grew my hair long, even though I hate having my hair long, but I'll just do it. Or I put a wig on and then I just pretend to do that. Then, like that video at the beginning of the live stream, you know, pretending to do that. You literally couldn't pretend to do that. And by the way, the day, or that particular day, was a day like today, in that it wasn't particularly warm, and that's why everyone else has got lots of coats on and are staying very warm. And then there's me being like an idiot, walking around with minimal clothing, and not advisable for those particular conditions. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'd say. Just keep practicing and make sure that you're doing music and writing music and making music that you enjoy. Because if things do take off for you as an artist, you want to make sure that you're doing something every day that you love doing, rather than, say, for example, I hated doing the music that I do, and I hate playing guitar and all of these different things. When things then become successful, it means that I would have to now do that every day, and I hated it. So you want to be loving what you do, so then when you do it every day, you don't become suicidal or something, or depressed because you're having to live a lie. That's another thing, that what you like is part of your personality. So if I'm having to pretend to be someone on these live streams and in real life that I'm not, then that's going to send you, to a mental asylum as well, because you'll be a totally different personality than what people are expecting. So then when you meet people, they'll go, oh, you sound different, you look different, and I'd have to say, oh yeah, on the internet, that's just me putting on, I might have a different accent, that's just me putting on, what I think people would like and like to see. So yeah, you'd go crazy if you had to try and pretend out in the real world as well. So yeah, just do what you like, and as long as you like it, then it doesn't really matter if anybody likes it or not, because at least you're having fun. Thank you for that, Tammy. And Debbie has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, I really enjoyed the zombies analysis video on Friday. She's Not There is a very captivating song. Great job on the vocal breakdown. You are the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And yeah, that was last night's analysis video, even though I lose track of the days, but I know that Friday was yesterday because today is Saturday. So yeah, thank you for watching it, checking it out, maybe leaving a comment, and that goes for everybody in the live chat room tonight, just on the channel in general. Watching the videos and leaving comments is great, and also giving me requests for future videos as well. Even though my request list is very long, it's constantly adding to it, but thank you for that. And Janice has donated £37 and 75 pence. So thank you for that, Janice. And the message is, hi Phil, to help you prepare for the zombie apocalypse. So there you go. We've had aliens on the last live stream. Now we've got a zombie apocalypse that we're going to be apparently planning for. But this is what I find interesting about I can't remember what it's called, but there's a TV series, The Last of Us. I say there's a TV series. I shouldn't have forgotten that, because it's a computer game as well. And the computer game I've completed twice. And the second time I had it set to, this is the problem with me, I really like things that are difficult. So the second time that I completed it, I put it on not only the hardest game mode you can have, but they remastered the game and re-released it with an even harder and like the hardest ever difficulty, and I completed it on that. And there are some people that I've seen online who say, oh, the difficulty on that is stupid because it's so difficult you can't complete the game. So as soon as I see that some people haven't completed the game because it's too difficult, I then put it on that difficulty level and have to complete it. So yes, I did that as well, but it's just a great game and great story as well. So yeah, that was what it's called, The Last of Us. But I saw the TV series as well. The interesting thing about the way that the game was set up and the way that the TV series is set up is that this is based on people becoming zombies because a particular bacteria or something in a mushroom becomes airborne, and humans breathe it in and it attaches to the brain and it controls then what humans do. And this is an actual thing that happens not in humans yet. Hopefully it never will, fingers crossed. But this is something that happens in nature. There is a mushroom that releases this either bacteria or fungal bacteria that can take over animals' brains. We're obviously like immune to it, and it's like one of those diseases that only affects animals. But this is the hypothesis, hopefully not a hypothesis, but this is the storyline that it has now mutated so that humans are susceptible to having their brains taken over and controlled by something that, yeah, obviously, and it would be like a zombie thing, because when your brain's taken over, I guess you still have function, you can still do everything, but your thinking capabilities will be minimized, and then all you're thinking about probably is surviving and eating. And then, yeah, if you start attacking other humans, well, the brain might start just attacking everything because it thinks that everything's food. But anyway, this is the good thing about it, is that at least it's not just a random zombie thing, and it's a case of saying, oh, in this story, everyone's a zombie. And they'll say, why are they a zombie? Oh, because a disease happened and now everyone's a zombie. So at least there's a little bit of theory behind the storyline, and hopefully it won't become a real thing in the future. But at least now we have a little bit of preparation going on from that donation from Janice. So thank you for that. And I mean, I could probably buy quite a lot of beans. Here we have beans that come in tins that last for about 8 billion years. So pretty much anything that's in a can that is airtight will last for a long time. So I can put that towards maybe some beans and maybe some fruit as well. You can get that all packaged up, and I think it lasts for a few years. Anyway, thank you for that, Janice. And Connie has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Connie. And the message is, hi Phil, what is the name of the statue with the horses that you are standing next to in the That's Metal video? Thanks, Connie. So thank you for that, Connie. And I don't know, I'd have to be having a very good general knowledge day to try and grasp this bit of information from the back of my brain somewhere. I think it might be in there somewhere, but I don't think being put under this kind of sudden requirement of needing that bit of information, I think it's something that I would have to try and coax out. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but I was in Piccadilly Circus, if people know London at all, and yeah, you can go there. Unfortunately, I think in the video, was the water going or not? But there's like a waterfall thing that was going or used to go. And then I think they stopped doing that. So now there's no water there. Or maybe they were just doing that. Hopefully they were just doing that to maybe maintain the statue, keep it clean, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there should be like water fountains coming out of that and, trickling water in there. So yeah, didn't jump in there for the video because it was much too cold anyway. So not just the water, I mean the temperature in general. So thank you for that, Connie. And I'm sure somebody, that's something for Google, isn't it? You can type that in and they'll be able to get the answer. And Ghislaine has donated £11.13 as well. So thank you for that. And the message is, hello, Phil. I would like to know the day of your birth to gift you something, please. And I love you immensely. Thanks for your parents and for the beautiful man you are. So thank you for that, Ghislaine. And this is something that does pop up every year anyway. My day of birth is the 12th of April, as a lot of people in that live chat room know. And yeah, generally it turns into a bit of a, or at least it has over the last couple of years, turns into a bit of a cookie cake fest. And I think on my last birthday, I had 2 cookie cakes and I managed to finish them both. But then again, my nephews and my parents and my sister, they all helped out as well, which always tends to be the case. So that first cookie cake was one of those where everybody helped out. And the second cookie cake, I just ate it pretty much exclusively all myself. I think my parents might have had a slice or 2 of it, but not a lot. So thank you for that, Ghislaine. And I think we've had another donation in there as well. So thank you for this. It is Tim who has donated £25. So thank you for that, Tim. And that is a straight up donation. So yes, thank you for those donations. We are now up to date in the PayPal window. So I can see that there has been a donation or two extra in the super chat window, so thank you guys for that. By the way, if you can keep on hitting that thumbs up, that would be great. We haven't even got the likeometer up on screen. What is going on there? Let's see what's going on. It's 282 so far, 284 so far. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. If you can keep on doing that, that would be great. So we're going to have a fill jam, bust out the guitar at the end of the live stream. And 200, I was not going to do any maths there, but I'm going to try and do some maths. So is this like 88? I don't know how many likes. I'm going to go with whatever the number was that I just said. I'm going to go with that for however much we needed from that point. So I don't know whether that was correct or not. I mean, it's jumping. So that's my excuse, that it's jumping really quickly. Therefore, it's just much too quick to do any calculations unless we get another 4, which means we're looking for 75, which means we're looking for 79, which means my 88 might have been right. But I'm going to say from that point there, it's just changed again, that it was going to be 79. Now maybe 78. Now maybe 77. So, yes, almost at 300, in which case it'd be 75. But thank you guys for getting that spike of the likes going on. And it means that we are looking now for 76 more people to join in before the end of the live stream. Now, that's when we have the fill jam if we hit the target. We've also just got one picture tonight, I think, for Picture Corner. Of course, we have the vote that's currently going on for tonight's cover video. And the 2... songs that are up for the vote are A Design for Life and You Give Love a Bad Name. And I can see that You Give Love a Bad Name is at 57% at the moment. So, yeah, keep on voting if you guys want to see A Design for Life. If you want to hear that cover, just make sure that you have the vote at the top of the live chat room. You can click on either of those. So, yeah, that'll be coming up a little bit later on, almost 11:30 here in the UK. I think we've got another 20 seconds until that happens. I can see the clock is very small on the screen, but I can make it out tonight, which is good. Right. We have a few more donations, so I will jump into there. And the reason I was just laughing there is I put my foot down, and just in case you have a fill jam later on, the pedals are underneath my foot, and I don't know what I just potentially stepped on and maybe changed. So, yeah, that'll be interesting for the fill jam later on. Hopefully it's not gone to a really weird setting. Saying that, is the phaser still going to be on my guitar? Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. But let's get back into the donations, because Jan donated 20 Norwegian kroner. So thank you for that, Jan. And the message is, hey you. And there's a guy turning around and I think waving. And it looks like he has sunglasses on. So thank you for that, Jan. And Orlando has donated $10 again. Thank you for that. And the message is, hello to everyone who took the time to say hi to me. The super chat moves so fast that I cannot keep up anymore. Please forgive me. Now, Spike. Technically, that says Spiky the likes. So thank you for that, Orlando, but we know what you mean. If you could spike the likes, that would be fantastic. Thumbs up, everybody. And 312 is still moving up, which is great. If we can keep a consistent motion, forward motion going with the likes, that would be great. This target we have struggled with a couple of times in the past, so we will see if we get there tonight. And then if we do get there tonight, it means it's going to go up again for the next live stream. So yeah, we need people to keep on coming back and renewing that thumbs up. But thank you for that, Orlando. And Lucy has donated $4.99 and says Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain. So thank you for that. And yes, I don't know. This is borderline whether that's what it's called, because I tell you what, I might be I don't know whether this will just ruin everything if I type it in. on my computer with everything running, because I'm not sure if I can't even spell Shaftesbury. Oh, what am I putting in? And no, it's not. So this is the other thing that I was thinking of that I thought, yeah, it's probably more of a fountain, even though I don't think that's a fountain anymore. I don't think it's been a fountain in a very long time. It's like a in the video I run around it at the beginning of the video. So that's the memorial fountain. I'll tell you what, I could just maybe type it in here and find out Piccadilly Circus. You see, some people have called it a horse fountain. Here we go. The horses of Helios. Or Helios, depending on how you're feeling. But that is the statue of the horses. So it's not technically called a fountain, even though it does have, or did have at least, water inside it and kind of flowing out of it. That's something that it used to have. But yeah, the previous fountain, yeah, sadly isn't a fountain. But that's what you'll see a lot of people sitting around. So the Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain is just at the top of the steps coming out of Piccadilly Circus tube station, and that's what I walk around. And when there are people at the beginning with white clothing on, they're protesting against something, you can see it in the background, the memorial, but then as I go to the horses, that's where I do my guitar solo. Anyway, hopefully that has cleared that up. So that was close. So thank you, Lucy, for that. And you know, when you're talking about Piccadilly Circus and how close it is, as you can see in my video, it's just a short walk, just maybe 100 meters, maybe even less, to the locations. And I just walked up, walked around, walked down there, and then walked back again for the big finale. And yeah, that was with Darth Vader, who turned up for that particular video. Don't know what he was doing in London at that time, but it's good to see that he's mellowed out a bit. Right, we are going to be jumping back into the PayPal donations window, so thank you for this. And it is Janice who has donated £37.75. So thank you for that. And the message is, idea for Picture Corner. You with short hair. Does such a picture exist? And don't forget to turn on the purple lights. And thank you for that. I will not. There we go. And I mean, a picture of me with short hair. I don't know if there is one that exists in a... Actually, I know that there's one that exists that I've shown on the live stream before, where it's me with a hat on, because I was trying to grow out my hair and it's going through that stage of just being really curly. And I mean, that's another thing about my hair. So quick hair update. My hair at the moment, as you can see, it's done a centre parting, and it's thankfully parted in the centre, because what I'm getting is there are hairs on this side that want to curl over this way, and there are hairs on this side that want to curl over this way. So it means that it's curling all the opposite way to how it normally curls. I don't know what's happened. I don't know whether my hair DNA has suddenly been rewritten. So yeah, it was curling all in the wrong way. So then the silly thing is, when I wet my hair, then it's fine. Obviously, because then it's not curling. It's almost like wetting my hair eliminates the curls until it kind of gets dried with a hairdryer. So yeah, what I did is I just washed my hair and then let it kind of dry naturally, and thought, well, I can deal with the centre parting for tonight, but I'm going to have to try and figure out what's going on. My hair's being a bit weird. It's never done this before, where, you know, you literally get bits from all the way over here curling across. You know, I look like, yeah, I'm, I don't know, a member of the Beatles maybe that didn't quite make it into the final lineup. So yeah, just gonna have to deal with the centre parting for tonight. But I think I've actually got out of jail, because thankfully it did split in the middle, and it isn't curling ridiculously, thankfully. But anyway, I mean, having said that, I mean, this is trying to curl into the middle, but we're getting away with it. So as for having short hair, the thing about myself, and I think just a lot of people my age, is that when I was young, it wasn't like today where everyone's got a phone and everyone's got a camera in their phone. So you're taking pictures all the time. Back in my day, you needed an actual camera. And as a kid, you didn't have cameras. And I mean, it's not as if we took loads of pictures as a family anyway, like day to day, like you do today. People are taking pictures all the time. Whereas, it's not something that we did a lot. So as for myself having short hair, I'd have to go back to, when I was a kid. And I started growing my hair at the age of, I think, 22. So 22 or 23. And then it took probably about a year or a year and a half to get to this length-ish. And then I've always kind of kept it the same. So, not many pictures of me with short hair, just that one that I can remember that somebody asked about on the live stream before, that it does exist, and I have shown it. That'd probably be years ago on a live stream. But in terms of me having short hair, I do not know. There are only pictures really of me with a cap on, with my hair tied back. That's the only other option really you get with my particular pictures. And sometimes at Christmas, I'll have long hair and a hat on. But again, it's still not short hair. So thank you for that, Janice. And yes, purple lights are now on. So I can see that... Jenny said you had one picture of you in the cowboy hat. So that's the one that I was thinking about. Had short-ish hair. And I was wearing a hat to try and hide the curls. Joe has mentioned, or at least tagged, Wings of Pegasus and said, back in my day, we had a stone tablet and a chisel. So thank you for that. So not a tablet that they call nowadays. I thought Joe was going to say that he had to draw them on the walls with charcoal or something. That's how they took pictures in the very olden days. So thank you for that, Joe. Elaine says, grow it longer. This is the thing, that my last haircut, I didn't cut these bits. So if I pull on these, this is the thing, that my hair, so where's this gone down to? It's gone down to like here. But then when I let go of it, because of the curly nature of it, there's probably, I don't know, what, a couple of inches, maybe a few inches of bounce where it just bounces up. And this is the problem with the curls, is that when it curls, that's it. It's game over. It's going to do what it wants to do in exactly the same way that this hair actually, when my hairdresser says, okay, I've left it quite long at the back, and, that is quite long. Where's my collarbone? It's like probably exactly at my collarbone, if not lower, in terms of the length, but it all pops up. So I have to grow it even longer for it then to be longer down here. And I get these bits that always kind of, bounce out. And what I was thinking is that previously I used to have the hair under these bits cut short. So it stands to reason that if the hair's shorter and it curls, it would make this bit go wider. But now the bits at the side are part of the long bits now at the back. So maybe that's why. I'm trying to think why sometimes my hair is flat here and then it all goes out where my ears are. And I haven't got huge ears. They're just like normal ears and flat ears. They don't kind of poke out. But the hair does here. So I'm wondering if the hair that used to be here has just grown longer, therefore got heavy and pulled down the hair. I don't know. Maybe I should say to my hairdresser to cut these side bits short and then it'll all explode up here again. Who knows? But we will see. That's an experiment for a future time. So let me have a look. I think that Jan has donated again in the super chat window, so thank you for that. And the message is Spike Lee likes ? With a smiley face. So thank you for that, Jan. Great idea to Spike Lee likes. 343 we're up to at the moment. That means we're looking for 32, I do believe. And thank you for that, Jan. That was a donation of 20 Norwegian kroner. Orlando has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that. Orlando, and the message is, let me try that again. Spike the likes. With lots of thumbs up. So there we go. So, I mean, already tonight we've had Spiky the likes and Spike Lee likes. And now we have Spike the likes from Orlando. Thank you for that. And David has donated $5 and says, hi, Phil, do you have a Christmas tree in your home? So, thank you for that. And technically not really. And not as yet, but when the decorations do go up, it's just a plastic type imitation tree. We did once, I don't know how old I was, but we did once get an actual real life tree for Christmas. But the problem with that, I mean, first of all, it's just really wide. So, yeah, it just took up loads of space. But the problem is that the little bits of tree fall off. I don't even know what they're called. But it's like spiky bits of tree. And loads of them just fall off the tree, I suppose, as it's dying, because it's not in the ground anymore, drinking water. So, yeah, it's all a bit of a mess. But now it's just a plastic imitation tree that is part of the Christmas decorations. And yeah, they're not up yet. I don't know when you're supposed to put up decorations. It's the 2nd of December. I know that there's a particular date by which they're supposed to be taken down, but I don't know if that's the same for when you've got to put them up. So, yeah, who knows? I'll have to find out. And Joe says needles. So thank you for that. And these are the things that fall off. Maybe pine needles? I don't know if that's the right description for them, but needles certainly explain what they look like. Kind of, if you imagine, it's not a needle that then has, the bit that you push in on the end, or, I mean, that's not technically, that's a syringe. Technically not a needle, but then again, you do get a needle with a syringe when they're injecting you with something. Anyway, thank you for that. Yeah, the needles that fall off make it all a bit of a mess. And the good thing about the pretend ones is that you can just put them in a box and then get them out, put them up, take them down, put it in the box again, and everything's fine for another year. And not a lot of clearing up to do. So, thank you for that, David. And right, it is exactly 1:45 here in the UK. So we will be jumping into the cover video pretty soon. Oh, just to mention that I did check on my calendar that this year, I think Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve fall on a Sunday evening. So just to get this out there early, because I know that Christmas is like, 3 weeks away. So the Christmas Eve live stream will be happening on the Sunday evening, and what we're going to be doing is just moving the Saturday live stream to the Sunday. So rather than having 2 live streams in a row on a Saturday and a Sunday, we're just going to move it to that day later. And exactly the same the next week as well for New Year's Eve. So that'll be on the Sunday, and we won't be having the live stream on the Saturday. So I am planning on still doing the videos that would be on a Wednesday and a Friday before that, and then it'd kind of be Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So that's just how it'll be working. And then I think so that means that Boxing Day is going to be a Tuesday, and so probably it's unlikely that I'm going to be live streaming on the Tuesday after Christmas, because Boxing Day is like another family day, and generally either grandparents, which will be my parents, seeing their grandchildren, which are my nephews. But yeah, all of this family time generally is a couple of days over Christmas that we do all that. So yeah, probably won't be live streaming on the Tuesday, but then probably a video on the Wednesday, the Friday, and then live streaming on New Year's Eve as well. So just to get that out early, but I will mention it closer to the time as well. But that's how I'm going to be rolling this year. It just so happens that the days can be relatively easily organised compared to having it on really weird days. But I think maybe last year it just felt... Did it fall on the live stream day anyway? It might have done. I can't remember. But yes, we will get into that. Oh, Ginny says, will it be the same time for Christmas? So I think so, because now we have 11 p.m. It means that we run, and we will be running into Christmas Day, and we will be running into New Year's Day. So yeah, probably most likely it will be the same time, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, we can tune in then and have a little countdown to midnight. So yeah, it'll work a little bit better this year because of those times that have changed, or at least the time of the live stream that has changed. So yes, probably same time, same place. Of course, I'll let you know if it's any different, but I mean, it will only be a slightly later starting time, but I'll probably just keep it exactly the same for the normal live streams. But anyway, by the way, You Give Love a Bad Name has 60% of the vote, and that will be ending soon for the cover video. So if you want to hear A Design for Life, make sure that you get those votes in quickly. And just while I remember, if you are a Facebook user and you want to get involved over on Facebook, you can join in with the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over there. Just join in with that group, and yeah, you'll be allowed in. And there's sometimes Zoom calls or Skype calls that happen over there, and there's the after party as well that Bob hosts. So yeah, you can jump over there if you want to. And let's jump over to the PayPal window, because there has been another donation, and this has come through from Kevin for £1. So thank you for that, Kevin. And the message is, Phil, the last I was at the Horses of Helios, a fence surrounded it. I asked at the new Hard Rock Cafe next to the horses, and they said that after some guy shot a video, they put up a fence so you can sit on it. That's meal to me. Happy 68th birthday to Billy Idol. So thank you for that, Kevin. And yes, of course, the fence, I don't think there's a fence around it. I think they just stopped doing the water thing. But Kevin's starting a vicious rumour there. People sit on there anyway. And generally, people sit on there to have their lunch. I think if you were to go in it, that's maybe why, well, I guess. I wonder if it's a health and safety thing. Because there's, I don't know how much water, but probably enough water for somebody to fall in, and then if you can't get out, maybe drown. So maybe it's a health and safety thing that they stopped the water. I would not be surprised at all if that were the reason. But thank you for that, Kevin. And yes, just to clarify, it wasn't because of me. In fact, the police actually got into my video of what I was doing. So it's actually quite good, because if they were following the letter of the law, they should have stopped me doing what I was doing. But they didn't. They just kind of laughed and enjoyed the show. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes that kind of thing is good because common sense prevails, because everyone seemed to be having a good time. And, yeah, it's just, I think, just a light-hearted moment in people's days. So I think, yeah, just a big thumbs up to the police that were there on the day for just letting people have a bit of fun. There are a lot of people who are in positions of authority who don't have any common sense and don't allow people to have a little bit of fun. So it was good that on that particular day, those people weren't around. So I can see that we have hit the likes goal. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. By the way, you can keep on doing that. If you haven't used a thumbs up token, that would be much appreciated, because every single thumbs up really does help the live stream to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow on the whole. So yeah, we will be having that jam at the end of the live stream. So look out for that. And if you're watching this in the future on catch up, the thumbs up still really do help. So you can hit that if you are watching this in the future. And I mean, talking about the future, it's just reminded me of something that I was watching, and I think his name is Brian Cox, who does stuff about the universe and space, and I do find that stuff interesting, along with aliens and other things. But yeah, he was explaining about why time is linear and only moves in a forward direction. And unfortunately, that was the title that the BBC had given this particular video, and he didn't really get to the point where he explained that. He explained the principles behind it. So I thought it's a bit silly editing the video like that to give it a title that then isn't really that relevant to the video, or maybe they mixed it up. So you find that kind of thing all the time on YouTube, titles that have nothing to do with then the video that you're watching. Like sometimes they'll, I don't know why TV shows do this, but they do it a lot here in the UK. You'll have a video that is coming from a particular TV show, and the title is, you know, whoever it is who's saying this particular thing, and it says, you know, whatever the celebrity's name is, it says their joke about, you know, whatever the subject is. So you expect the video to be the joke about whatever they're talking about. And then you see that the video is 18 minutes long. And you think, well, that's going to be a very long joke. And sure enough, the joke is always the last 30 seconds. And they leave in like 18 minutes. And it's 18 and a half minutes in length. It's 18 minutes of something that's not what the video is saying that it is. So, yeah, a little bit frustrating. That's another thing that is a little bit frustrating as well about Skinwalker Ranch, is the amount of time they spend showing. Because if you've watched the series and all 4 series, you've seen it all. You know what happened. But they're always showing you as if you've never watched it before. So they say, oh, this reminds us of something that happened 3 weeks ago where the rocket exploded at 31 feet. And then as a viewer, you go, well, yes, I remember that because that was something that we saw. And 3 weeks ago to them is, I guess, 3 episodes for us. So it's only a couple of episodes ago. You haven't forgotten that that happened. But then it cuts to a screen, and obviously they reduce the saturation of the video in the editing, and it says 3 weeks ago, and they show you it, and oh, what's happened? Oh, it's blown up. And then they say, what kind of height was that at? And of course we know that it's going to be 31 feet, but then they say, oh, it's 31 feet. Oh, amazing. So they spend all of this time going back and showing you stuff that you've already seen. And then the next week they'll say, oh, this reminds us of something that happened at 31 feet, and they'll show it again. But they keep on showing so much. And I was a little bit annoyed at this week's Skinwalker Ranch because they did loads of experiments, and what they normally do is at the end they show you what happened and they analyse it. But for this week it said to be continued. So you think, well, I've just wasted all of that time because they're not doing what they normally do. They're just dragging it out to another episode, and it's a bit obvious that they're editing it that way to make, you know, maybe a 9-episode series into a 10-episode series so that they can just drag it out. And the show lasts for an hour, and I think there's 5 minutes in every break. So that's 20 minutes worth of adverts that you have. So it's actually a 40-minute show. Now when you cut in all the time that we spend looking at the old footage, it's probably a half an hour show that is dragged out to an hour. And now they've dragged it out to 2 episodes that you have to wait for. So this, managed to, well, they're going to fill about 2 hours with maybe, 45 minutes of footage. So yeah, a bit annoying. I just want new stuff all the time because that's how it used to be in my day. You watched an hour's show and it was an hour of stuff that you hadn't seen before. And it definitely didn't have 5 minutes for each ad break. It was like maybe a minute or 2 minutes. So anyway, that's something I do find a little bit frustrating. And I can see that Corey says, blast the Mesa. And this is something that, I don't know, I would tend to agree with, but I know that it's a bit of a spiritual place. And the fact that there are, ancestors of the people that lived there, who, before it was all being investigated, but not before all of the stuff happened, because all of these things that have happened have been reported by different tribes and the ancestors of those tribes. The stories get passed down, for the skinwalkers and all that kind of stuff. So even though as, an experiment, you'd say, well, yeah, if there's something in there, and I mentioned that there was something that flew into the mesa and then came out of the mesa, so it looked like it's flying through rocks, or it's gone somehow through a passageway in the rocks. Yeah, if you were just being really heavy-handed, you say, right, if there's something in there, let's blow it up and find out what's inside. But there's a couple of things. Obviously, it's like potentially sacred ground, and you think, well, maybe they can't blow it up because of that. And also, if it is cursed in some kind of way, if people believe in that kind of thing, especially from so long ago before they started investigating it, was seen to be cursed. So, do you want to blow up something that could potentially be cursed? Who knows? But it's certainly something that I would kind of drill into. The drill that they used, to try and get into the top of the mesa was about, I think, maybe that thick. Whereas I would have used a drill that was heavy duty, probably helicopter it in and put it on the top of the mesa and actually drill properly until they hit whatever they're trying to hit. And yeah, this is the thing, that there's something in there that they can't drill through, but it doesn't cause friction on the drill bit. So it's like something that is resistant to friction. And this is where they say that it could be a spacecraft, because whenever there have been reports of these anomalies in the air and UAPs, there's been no sound, which means that it's not causing any friction with the air. It's just going through, and it would make sense that if there were an aircraft in there, that it will be frictionless, and it has this particular coating or surface, whatever it is, and that's why it's not ruining the drills when they're getting stuck and can't go any further. So yeah, it is something I would spend a lot of time just trying to get to the bottom of what's in there. But they've also got this other thing that might be a wormhole or a porthole or whatever you want to call it. Or portal, not a porthole. That's something you get on a boat, I think, or a ship, more likely. But yeah, that's something that is obviously a little bit weird as well, that you might be able to go through. Oh, this is a theory that I had. What if we're talking about aliens again, but what if the wormholes or the portals aren't to another place in the universe? What if they're to another place on Earth? So the people that have described these similar looking, like, say for example, like a flying orb that's like orange in colour, if that's been reported over the other side of the world, and they say, oh, well, this thing is obviously coming from another planet and is visiting all the different parts of the world, maybe there are portals that are to get to different parts of the Earth. So it is the same thing that's floating around on the other side of the world, but there's a portal there as well. So it goes through there and appears, over the mesa, and it says, oh, what's going on over here? Oh, not a lot. They're doing lots of experiments, so I better get out of here. So then it flies through the portal to the other side of the world. Imagine if that was what's going on, because that means that then we'd be able to travel the world and our Earth in a split second, going from one side to the other. So yeah, that was just a theory with no scientific basis to it. Only that some things have been spotted literally over on the other side of the world. Like, for example, like a light changing into 5 lights and then them all converging into one again. And that's been, reported in different places. And even in the UK, I saw a UFO show where that thing had happened, and that had been reported over in either Mexico or the USA, the same thing. So I thought, imagine if Stonehenge is a portal and they can fly through that and then suddenly they're in the USA. That'd be pretty cool. But I was going to say it means that a lot of airlines would lose out on a lot of money, but also that would solve the global warming crisis if we had portals now that we could just fly through. And we didn't actually have to make the journey physically. We just could go through the portals. So I don't know who would be the first one to try it. If they think there's a portal there, who's going to go through first to see if it is or not. And then they might go through that, and then they'll end up in a universe or out in space. And then they think, yeah, it wasn't actually to another part of the Earth. It was into space, which isn't ideal for me now because it means that I've now imploded because of the pressure and the fact that you can't live in space. Anyway, moving on. Away, we did talk about time, it being linear, Brian Cox, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, kind of got drawn into talking about aliens again. But maybe I should have like an alien live stream, alien based, to get people's theories on stuff. We do talk about random stuff on the live stream, so it's just whatever we start talking about. But anyway, let's jump. I've just rambled on about aliens for another 10 minutes. Let's jump into tonight's cover video, and let me end the poll because we will see which one was at the winning post first. It was You Give Love a Bad Name. So we'll jump into that with 59% of the vote. Thank you guys for voting. And I can see that Ginny's just donated $20 as well. Thank you for that, Ginny. The message is, the thing about Skinwalker Ranch, I wonder why the government keeps showing up in their helos. So yes. Well, I think it's just because imagine if they do find a portal, then the government are going to want to know about that. And I don't know, I think the excuse that they give, they actually met in the last episode with a senator, I think with the senator of where they were. Or maybe it was somebody else. Anyway, he was really important. And you did get the impression that he was there because the government have said to him, okay, we've had a look at what they're doing. We want you to now go and ask them for information on what they've found. Because for me, he said, obviously, if you do find something, report it to us because we need to know, what's going on. Because if there are aircraft that we don't know, their origins, or another thing he said, that it might be other countries' technology that we don't know about and they're spying on us and all this kind of stuff. We need to know that as a government. I thought, yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't think any other country has this kind of capability to disappear into a portal or a wormhole and just magically reappear or fly through solid rock. So yeah, I think that excuse just doesn't wash with me. And the senator also said that we need to know because of a potential national security risk, that if it is alien spacecraft, then we need to know what they can do for our own safety. And again, that doesn't wash with me, because if aliens wanted to destroy the Earth, given what they're doing, or at least what it looks like they're doing, they would be able to destroy us. They can fly at a speed that we don't know how they're doing it. So whatever these things that are moving around, they're doing stuff that we can't explain. So yeah, there's that. Again, that reason doesn't wash for me. The reason that does wash with me is that the government want to know the technology that's being used so they can put it in weapons and they can fly at 20,000 miles an hour, because it means that every other country now is so far behind technology wise that you could literally get bombed, and by the time the bomb has landed, the plane's already gone. Or by the time it's dropped the bomb, it hasn't even shown up on radar yet because it's traveling too quickly. So that's the reason that the government wants to get the information. And it's always technology, cutting edge technology. Its first application is in killing other humans. That's the way that we work. Or should I say, that's the way that governments work, because they're idiots. But this is another thing that sadly, there are lots of people that have a brain that is more developed than a lot of the people that run governments and think that war is a good idea, given all of the history of war showing that it doesn't work. So anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's jump into this cover video, and it's a collaboration with Cena on drums. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll catch you guys after. Rock!
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. Darling, you give love a bad name. Angels
And there we have it. That was my cover, but also Cena's cover of You Give Love a Bad Name. So yeah, great to team up with Cena on that one. Right, we are going to be jumping into the Phil Jam for tonight. So, it was number 62. And I remembered to turn on the mic, which always helps. And, okay, let me find the message. Right, here we go. And, what did I just say? Number 62. Right, number 62. Let's click on that.
Adopt a donkey.
Oh, adopt a donkey this Christmas. So, I mean, YouTube knows that I am an animal lover. And, yeah, there's I think a donkey sanctuary near, or at least on the way to Marlow, which is where my sister lives, from Maidenhead, on the way. I think there's a donkey sanctuary somewhere, because I have seen donkeys in a field. But anyway, let's stop talking about donkeys. Let's let this advert play through. And, I mean, there's something about donkeys. They are very cute. Let me pause that. And, more importantly, talk about what this is. It is orchestral hard rock guitar backing track in E minor, and this is coming from Superior Jam Tracks on YouTube. That is the name of the channel. So we will have a go through this, and we've got the gem tonight, and hopefully this is going to be okay with what I stepped on earlier. Right, and let me make the chair higher. Oh, picture corner, quickly, Barbara said. Now I'm a little bit too high for the screen, but it doesn't matter. Right, so picture corner, let's jump into this. And, right, so let's grab, I've got to get organised now. So let's grab this picture, and there it is, it has appeared, which is good. And this is from Elaine. And Elaine said, spiked my like, plugged the mug, ready for live stream. So thank you for that, Elaine. And that is Picture Corner for tonight. Just the one picture. But thank you for that reminder. Let me get rid of that and get rid of that. Right, and I am a little bit higher up. So I think you can see my guitar. Hopefully you can. And let's see if this works. I'm expecting this not to work for some reason. As for the levels, who knows? Let's... Okay, how long is this? It looks like 6 minutes, maybe 6 minutes 10, something like that. Okay. A little bit kind of reserved here. Can you hear this? Okay, Joe says levels are okay so far. it's gonna be. It's kind of a. I kind of felt something was going to happen, but I couldn't hear it clearly enough to know what was going on. It was kind of a slow ending with a bit of a fade out, so I kind of should have just hit like an E somewhere, even a bit of an octave maybe. Let it ring out. But anyway, that was tonight's Phil Jam, and thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up for allowing the Phil Jam tonight and getting us to that likes goal. And just to recap, that was orchestral hard rock guitar backing track in E minor from Superior Jam Tracks. So yeah, cool one, that one, and quite a good length, about 6 minutes. Bit of a fadey outy kind of ending, but I should have been listening out more clearly. And this is the thing, when you start playing guitar and just getting into it a little bit, 6 minutes can go really quickly. So I wasn't expecting it to be at the end. So we are going to be back with another video tomorrow night, of course, and we're going to be live streaming on Tuesday night. So I will be there. If you guys can join me as well, that would be fantastic. And that's 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time as always. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Again, huge thank you for you guys hitting the thumbs up, but also the donations as well, because you don't have to donate, but they are massively appreciated. So thank you guys for those. Right, all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!